Hello, I'm Alexa Garmai, your historian.
And I'm Hasisa Kode, your Director of Publications and Marketing.
And this is Honcon Unplugged.
Woo!
Today, our special guest is Cole Cabanas, our wonderful Honors Congress president. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today, Hasita?
Long day, full of classes, but it's going. We're doing good.
That's fair. It's a nice Friday.
Awesome. Okay, so we have a couple questions for you today, Cole, just to get to know you a little bit.
All right.
Okay. So, what is it like being the president of Honors Congress?
Well, it's a lot of everything. I kind of have to dip my toes into every part of OnCon. I don't have to know everything that's going on, but, just a general idea. I make the room reservations for you guys, as you know, and I do a lot of general getting some tips from members. I like to get some feedback, and it gets back to you guys.
Oh yeah.
So we just want the members to have the best experience they can have. They pay their dues, and they expect a certain level of fun. So we want to just make sure that people are having the best time they can.
Yes, and we definitely notice all of the hard work you put in, and it does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate you so much.
Oh yeah. We do. No, but yes, every officer retreat we see the passion you put into this club, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now for a little spicier question.
Okay.
What are some challenges you faced while being the president?
Ooh, that's a good one. One of the biggest challenges that I had coming in was really trying to get started on all of the goals that I had. I knew that I had these goals, but also, you have to get everything started with the first meeting and plan everything out. So it was at what point do I just start hammering out the goals? So you guys know that over the summer we cut some costs on some of our storage unit, got that sliced so you guys could have a bigger budget. So that was okay, step number one, make sure people can have budget for spring. And then step two was kind of get everything prepared. And then I was finally able to start on tax exemption. And as you know, that just happened. So that was a big challenge.
We are very excited about tax exemption. Yes.
Yeah. It's been not too bad of a battle, but a battle nonetheless.
What's something when you were running for president, you thought, oh, this is going to be easy once I actually get the position, but has actually turned out to be a little bit hard?
I would say probably those meetings that we all have to do, I go in there with somewhat of a general game plan of what I want to say. A couple days before, I write my little section and come up with all the little parts. But there's really no guidelines for what any of eBoard has to say or do. There's a general hit list of you got to have secretary getting their committee stuff out there and working on that, and then vice president talking about the DM event. But president doesn't really have a this is exactly what you need to talk about at this moment in time, unless there's some big event going on, and most of the time there isn't. So it's really just making sure that I'm not boring you guys at the meetings.
We promise you're not. We promise.
Yes.
Probably with all of the
Oh yes, but there's definitely no blabbing going on in these officer events. Definitely, well, not an event, just a planning meeting. Yeah, everything's just I don't know, I think if for anything I take the longest, so I apologize.
All the events you have to
All
talk
the events.
about.
so many events.
So many.
Your section really is such, oh my god, the longest one.
So long. In case you guys didn't know, I just have so much to do. I'm just such a busy independent woman. Anywho, what was it like last year when you were the social director?
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed running the events. I got to know a lot of people. As you probably know, I'm a very social person. So I'm always chatting with people, new members and olds. I'll walk around with an OnCon shirt and someone will say, hey, what's going on? But as social director, I really just wanted to do a lot of the things that excited me personally. So that's, the best events come out of what you want to do as a director. So I was like, you know what? People used to go to like bounce house, or not bounce houses, but like trampoline parks as kids. So we could do an event like that. And I ended up partnering with our former Nighthon team captain, Macy. And we went to like a indoor trampoline place. It was a lot of fun. So doing that, going bowling with the whole committee. The committee event was great that semester. And then in the fall, I was like, all right, retro games. I love those. So I did my retro game event, and it had a big turnout, and people loved it. So it was really just a great time getting to like have people enjoy the events that I made.
Do you miss not being able to have events anymore?
I do, but I am an RA, so I do get to plan events still. Unfortunately, we have a way lower budget than you guys. So you see, you guys get like however many hundreds a semester. I get $100 a semester.
Hey, I only have $50.
True.
Hundreds of dollars. No.
I've got to plan an event each month. So
Hey, listen. So what was your favorite event that you ran when you were social director?
I'll cheat this question and say there's probably two.
Okay.
Favorite event in terms of planning it and like all the background stuff that went into it was my Valentine's Day scavenger hunt. I had a blast. I went to the Oviedo Mall with a friend of mine. We walked around and I made questions on my phone in the Notes app. And I was like, oh man, I can imagine like a team of people heading over here and being like, oh, where's the vending machine? I gotta find this number. And it was just a blast, like asking my friend for his opinions, and he made some questions too. That was a lot of fun to plan. And then of course, waiting in the actual event when people were running around past me, it was a lot of fun. And I have a few pictures of people that like they took pictures at each of the points, so that was fun getting to see those as well.
That sounds really fun. I'm sad we weren't at UCF for that. Yeah. Sigh.
But now an event that you were at UCF for, my retro game event. I loved that event purely because so many people came out, and so many people came out with their 3DSs. I added that part thinking maybe people won't bring their 3DSs. This is college. Maybe they won't bring it with them, but I knew that me and a couple friends did. But so many people ended up turning out. We got a full game of Mario Kart 7 going. It was crazy. So it was very enjoyable. That one was a blast as well.
That sounds really fun. As a previous 3DS player myself as a little child, and I love Mario Kart. It sounds really fun. I sadly was not there. Sigh. I
That's
had
okay.
classes and work and stuff, but I did hear a lot of great things about that event.
Actually, I think that was after my symposium, but I was not a 3DS person. But I do remember playing Cooking Mama Cuisine.
I remember playing that too.
So I missed out on a lot, but who knows? Maybe our current social director could bring it back.
For fall?
Question mark? But anywho, coming back to the questions. When you were a freshman, why did you want to get involved with Honcon?
I was actually on the fence of whether or not to join Honcon when I first walked into this BHC for the very first time. Honors Congress sounds very official. And I was like, student government, what? My mom was like, you should give it a shot. So I went in during, I believe it was Scholars Day, which is the event where a lot of like prospective students for UCF get invited, some high achieving students, and they get to walk through the BHC, get a tour. So I walked in here, and then Honors Congress was in this very room, and actually the president at the time was the very first person I spoke to. And I was like, hi, my name's Cole. What the heck is this? And she handed me an event calendar and was like, this is what we do. These are the kind of things. And I was like, dang, that's a lot cooler than student government. So I was like, let me go ahead and I'll pay my membership dues right now, hop into some events, because, they looked like a lot of fun. So that was what made me get involved.
Wow, shout out Cole's mom, right?
For real, she really wanted me to join.
No, I remember it wasn't Scholars Day, but it was during orientation coming into the BHC,
Yep.
and my mom was like, give it a shot, maybe you'll make some friends through it.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's like it sounds like too much. And she's like, it's not gonna hurt. And my mom was also the one who made me get involved in Honcon. So
Moms for the win.
Moms for the win. So when you did decide to get involved in Honcon, what made you want to get involved in leadership, specifically like becoming the social director?
That's a good question. There were a few different things that made me interested. Of course, you know, a lot of us are high achieving students in the Honors Congress, so most people want to get some leadership under their belt. But specifically for Honcon, I was a part of the haunted house event that Christy did, and that one was so much fun. We did like zombie themed Halloween makeup, and the entire 131 was a haunted house. So
that sounds so awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
John, I think you know what event you need to do in the fall.
It was thrown by 3 different directors, so it was a big event. Because Honcon used to do a Halloween party, but that year they did a haunted house.
That sounds really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
We missed out.
But that was the very first time in Honcon that I got to be a part of like the behind the scenes, the setup, the breakdown and everything like that. And I was like, these people are pretty cool. You know, I had my friend who was in my speech class that he was also a zombie. And then funny enough, Aiden and John were both zombies that semester as well, and Noah. So 4 directors were zombies there, 4 officers. It was a fun night, and I was really like, man, I think I'd probably want to like try to lead this, do something like this. This would be cool. And then we also had these are 2 like mostly. This one was a social event, so this one makes sense. But the IKEA scavenger hunt was a blast. We ran through IKEA. I say that it was a blast. Every single event was a blast. But we ran through IKEA, and we were trying to find all these different things. It was like find an alien who doesn't have a home. And it was like take a picture next to it with your whole team. So that one was a lot of fun. I went with, who did I go with? I went with Steven, Mario, and another friend of ours, Levi. And it was a lot of fun. So I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
So I think I looked back at those events and I thought of the term social director, and I was like, I'm a social guy, I'm going to run for it.
That sounds awesome. I mean, it worked out. Now you're our fearless leader, our amazing president.
Yes.
Now for a little bit of a more unserious question.
Yes. What was your funniest or most embarrassing story while you were in Honcon?
All right. So when I was just a member, I was not in leadership at all. This was during 2024, 2025, whatever 2024. And there was a great cheese roll race. It sounds funny because it was. I heard this title and I had heard of like, I don't know like what country does it, but they roll a cheese wheel down a hill. You guys have heard of that?
I have.
Yeah.
They did that as an event, and they threw baby bells down a hill, and you had to collect them all, and your team like went one at a time.
Like tiny
little cheeses, because it can't afford a big cheese wheel.
Yeah.
Those things cost a lot.
They cost like $3,000.
Thousands of dollars. Yeah. And then they also threw like slightly larger cheeses worth more points. But that was a lot of fun, and I say that it's embarrassing or somewhat because throughout the entire event, me and someone else on my team were making nothing but cheese puns the entire time. It was a very Gouda event. We're cheddar than the rest. We just made so many cheese puns. People were getting like so annoyed on our team, and then about halfway through they switched and they started making jokes with us too. They were like, oh my gosh, we're brie, like I don't know. There was like so many different cheese jokes, and it was embarrassing to be making these little jokes, but I love puns, so
keep on believing in yourself.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm relieved that I could be cheddar than the rest, and it was a good event. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love a good cheese pun. Cheese is my passion after social media. if the social media thing doesn't work out, I'm going into the cheese biz. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you so much.
Very happy to have you as our first official guest for our first official episode.
Yes.
Woo!
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Any closing thoughts, Hasita?
I can't lie. I feel like your closing was a little cheesy. Somebody laugh.
Knee slapper.
Knee slapper, guys. But yes, thank you so much, Cole. And thank you guys for listening if you made it this far.
Yeah.
Maybe give us a subscribe to our really awesome Honors Congress YouTube channel. Maybe go and follow our Instagram.
Or maybe you could smash that like button and hit that subscribe button and break that follow button.
Grab your Honcon member shirt and slam it into your keyboard. You'll hit every single subscribe, every like button, everything.
Awesome.
Yes, that is the strat. But yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.